Speaker, glad to see so many people on the other side of the aisle have discovered the report of the Iraq Study Group. It's now my pleasure to yield 5 minutes to a senior member of the Ways and Means and Agriculture Committees, the gentleman from North Dakota, Representative Earl Pomeroy.
The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday morning, I had an experience I'll never forget. In the snow, the slush, and the ice, I joined the family of Major Alan Johnson as his body was laid to rest at Arlington Cemetery. He'd lost his life in an IED explosion in Iraq just 2 weeks before. On behalf of the people of North Dakota, I expressed, to the extent I could, our profound condolences for the family's loss. The Major's grieving widow stared into my eyes and said, "Do what you can for our troops over there." This is not just the plea and the prayer of the families of our soldiers, it's the demand of the American people. And I believe each and every one of us here shares an intense commitment to our soldiers. It comes right from the bottom of our heart. This debate is revealing a sharp difference between us on how to proceed in Iraq. But there are no differences when it comes to the awe we share about the valor our soldiers have displayed in service to our country. I've seen it personally in the 4 trips I've been to Iraq. I've seen soldiers in full battle gear, in 133-degree heat, doing their absolute best to perform their mission. I've seen North Dakota National Guard soldiers charged with training up Iraqi soldiers through an impossible, absolute language barrier. I've seen other soldiers just back from the life-threatening business of finding and detonating these explosive devices, saving American lives while keeping essential roads open. And like most of you, I've mourned and prayed with shattered families whose sons and daughters have lost their lives in selfless service to our country and all we care about. So I cannot get Tory Johnson's fervent request out of my mind. Take care of our soldiers over there. Honestly, there is nothing I care more about as a member of this House. So how do we respond? We take care of our soldiers over there by making certain they have the equipment they need as they undertake this most difficult and dangerous mission. We take care of our soldiers over there by making certain their deployments are only for acceptable periods and at acceptable intervals, with enough time at home in between to heal, to rest, and to train. But beyond these things, we take care of our soldiers over there when we as a Congress make certain the mission they have been sent to perform has a reasonable chance of success. In a war where so many tragic mistakes have been made, this Congress must not sit quietly by while additional plans are cooked up in Washington whose only certainty is to accelerate the loss of American lives, compound the already severe strain on our military capability, and accelerate the burn rack of taxpayer dollars spent in Iraq. For these reasons, this resolution is a very important opening statement for this Congress to make in Iraq. In 97 words, it states our support for our soldiers, while opposing the President's plan to escalate the number of troops we send into the middle of the Shia-Sunni violence taking place in Baghdad. On one of my trips to Iraq, a soldier said to me, "We can stand up an Iraqi army, but we cannot create a country for this army to defend." This simple truth goes right to the heart of the issue. It exposes the flaw of the President's plan. Without the commitment between the warring parties in Iraq to stop the killing and create a political agreement upon which a national government can exist, 20,000 more U.S. soldiers are not likely to bring about a lasting peace. Our soldiers are disciplined and determined. They have superbly performed everything that has been asked of them. However, the United States alone cannot create a democracy in Iraq. Only the Iraqi people can achieve that. A broad group of experts, including the bipartisan Iraq Study Group, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, the former senior military commander in the region, General John Abizaid, have all rejected the strategy of escalating U.S. troop numbers as a means of bringing the factions of Iraq together. The bottom line is that this troop escalation will increase the terrible cost of this endeavor. More lives lost, more young men and women maimed forever, more tens of billions spent, all without improving our prospects for an acceptable outcome. Under these circumstances, I will vote to oppose this escalation of troops. It's part of what I believe we must do. I ask for an additional 30 seconds.
Yield the gentleman additional 30 seconds.
Recognized
Under
for 30
these
seconds.
circumstances, I will oppose this escalation of troops. It's part of what I believe we must do to support our soldiers over there and the American interests they have put their lives on the line to defend. I yield back.